everybody, it's me, El Topo. Holy shit. Did you guys hear the news? Michael Jackson, the undisputed king of pop, is no more. He died almost 2 weeks ago. Can you believe that? Crazy stuff. And the world has almost literally stopped spinning. The polar ice caps have almost completely melted, and the world is not the same. I of course am kidding, but you wouldn't know that because even though this news is rather old, it's been on the news round the clock, and the ceremony for his death, or his, I guess you'd actually just call it a funeral. I guess the funeral wasn't really, I mean, it was a ceremony and a funeral. That's been on VH1 now for like the last 2 days. They've been showing clips of it. I mean, it's cable. If they're going to repeat, you know, Charm School 60 times a day, I guess showing a funeral is just as classy as that. I'm going to start off by saying that I went to a funeral in my life, you know, family affair, and during the service, somebody I knew got up and played acoustic guitar and sang a song. And after the service, I said it to my mom. I was going to say I thought to myself, but I also verbalized it, as I always do, as you people know. I said that I thought that it was really disrespectful, and no one understood why I felt that way. And the reason I feel that way is because the service isn't about you singing a song. The service should be about the person that's dead. And I think that kind of, my idea kind of applies in a grander sense to this whole rigmarole, this whole mess that was Jackson's funeral. Not even going to get into the fact of the guy's questionable life, my opinion of that questionable life, and so forth. Let's just go by the fact that he was a great performer, wrote some great songs, but to have a golden casket, I combined coffin and casket. To have a golden coffin come out in an arena, to have live music and the public come in and watch, it's just really whoring out what should be like a private event. Now, I'm sure detractors are going to say, no, that's honoring the man, and he was a larger-than-life persona, so he deserves, you know, this grandiose send-off. I think that's a bit ridiculous. I think everyone's a star fucker, and I think the Jackson family are just star fuckers too. That, you know, the rest of them haven't been in the news in a while, and no one's heard from Janet since she started banging Jermaine Dupri. So they all need to get on TV, and they use this as another means to do that. And you can think what you want. I mean, I think what I want. I mean, you know, Tito and Jermaine are on TV now, and they haven't been on TV in 35 years. It's just that if you wanted to do something like this, why not have a funeral with the family, you know, respectful, you know, closed funeral, and Brooke Shields can show up, and whoever else was Michael Jackson's friend, I don't know, and the family can show up, and you can have a funeral. And then, why don't you have a benefit concert or something, you know, like a tribute concert to Michael, and then all those charities, all your fucking sycophantic, you know, celebrity friends could throw on a charity function, give all that money to the starving kids of some frickin' third world country, and it'll all be great. And they'll hold hands and they'll sing "We Are the World," and everybody will fucking moonwalk, and they'll have, you know, one rhinestone covered glove, and everything will be wonderful. But why do you have to combine the two and have just a mockery of a funeral? It's, if anything, in my opinion, it's disrespectful. You know, a golden coffin? I mean, what the fuck is that? Is he a fucking pharaoh? Like, I don't understand. Why not just turn the Staples Center or wherever they put it into a big, like, sarcophagus? Why didn't you just bury, you know, all the Jacksons with him because they were, you know, like his servants? And I just don't understand. I just think it's insane. And the other thing that bothers the hell out of me is that, well, there's a lot of things that bother the hell out of me, is that the funeral, from what I read the other day, the funeral is actually being paid for by the taxpayers. A private citizen's funeral being paid for by taxpayers. What? That doesn't make any sense. Like, it's like $3-4 million, I read. $3-4 million. for someone that wasn't even a citizen of that state, a resident of that state. I just don't get it. I don't understand. I mean, the content of the show was just amazing. If you listen to that, every person that knew Michael Jackson had about the most profound experience of their lives. I mean, Magic Johnson said that he wouldn't have been meeting Michael Jackson. Magic Johnson meeting Michael Jackson, that's a tongue twister, made him a better basketball player. You know, you can respect the guy, that Michael Jackson that is, and you can love his work. But would it kill you to just be like, yep, I really liked Thriller. I really thought Remember the Time was a great, video shoot for me. I mean, you're a better basketball player because you met Michael Jackson? Give me a break. And then, I mean, the fucking show was just, it was such a circus. I mean, there was one segment where this guy that looked like a villain out of a fucking comic book movie, I don't know who he was, but they call him Lord Evil over on Tyler Durden. It was just singing, and there was like crucifixes on the screen and Stars of David, and I thought Michael Jackson was a Jehovah's Witness, and it was just such a fucking weird thing. And then to cap it all off, the show ends with his daughter, Paris, that's crying, and she gets a microphone shoved in front of her face to say, a tearful goodbye to her dad. Not for nothing, but do you really need to shove the microphone into the daughter's face? Can't the kid's like 8 years old. Can't she just cry off camera? Does she really need to cry on fucking camera? Is that necessary? Is that something that seems like a good logical thing to do, or respectful thing to do? I mean, it just seemed really scummy. I watched it. It was just like, what the fuck? Like, it's just not right. Now, first off, Paris, if you happen to be watching, one, don't worry about it, kid. You're set for life. And in 15 years, you'll probably be like a celebrity. You could probably have your own singing career. You'll probably be married to one of the Jonas Brothers. Things will be good. So, sorry about your loss, but you'll be alright. Trust me, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. And secondly, you can't really be that upset, because it's not your dad. Cheap shot, but let's be honest. I just don't understand. I think that the whole thing just is really strange. This whole country, this culture, I mean, most of my videos are, well, if not all of them, are about things that I just find puzzling and confusing and funny. And this funeral, I mean, we spend $2 million or $4 million on Michael Jackson's funeral because he wrote some good songs. But, you have thousands of people dying every day in Afghanistan and Iraq, seemingly for nothing. Nothing. We don't really, I mean, we care, we put little stickers on our car, but, we don't throw any money to them and their funerals, and, but we care about the guy that wrote Thriller because he moonwalked. It's odd. It's simplified, sure, but it's odd. Lastly, I'd just like to say that all these people that come out now and, I love Michael Jackson and he was amazing and da-da-da-da-da, and, people are terrible, you're terrible. I'm clearly terrible because I make fun of him. And, if you loved him so much, why did Invincible tank? His last record did shit. His record, like his albums, he hadn't had a hit in, since like 2003? If anything, all you people that are crying about how we're mistreating him and how we're categorizing him as a kid toucher and a drug user, how could I ever come to that conclusion? Why didn't you guys support him when he needed you the most? It's your fault he's dead, not mine. I never liked the guy. I never said I did. But you can't come out here now, Why didn't you buy Invincible? Why didn't you buy the double record that came out when he married Lisa Marie? So, don't point your fingers at me. I'm just an asshole. But, if you really loved Michael Jackson, you would have been there when you needed him. Or when he needed you, excuse me. And you weren't there. So that's on your head. And I'm going to go drink some more beer. Thanks for watching.